It all started innocently enough. I was scrolling through my social media feed, bombarded with images of luxury cars, exotic vacations, and seemingly effortless wealth. These weren't influencers hawking dubious products. These were everyday people, just like me, claiming to have cracked the code to financial freedom through online trading. The testimonials seemed genuine, their stories relatable. I felt a pang of envy mixed with a spark of hope. Maybe I too could achieve this level of success. Driven by curiosity and the desire for a better life, I started researching online trading platforms. That's when I stumbled upon what I believed was my golden ticket, a website promising astronomical returns on investments with minimal risk. The platform's sleek design and sophisticated interface exuded an air of legitimacy, further fueling my naivety. I was hooked. Blinded by the allure of easy money, I readily provided my personal information and made my first deposit, a relatively small sum that I was willing to risk. Almost immediately, I was assigned a personal broker, a charming and persuasive individual who showered me with compliments and attention. He assured me that I had made the right decision and that he would personally guide me towards financial independence. Little did I know I had just stepped into a carefully crafted trap. My broker, let's call him Mark, possessed an uncanny ability to tap into my deepest desires and insecurities. He painted a vivid picture of my future, one filled with financial security, luxurious vacations, and early retirement. With each passing conversation, my skepticism waned, replaced by a potent mix of excitement, hope, and greed. Mark's tactics were subtle yet effective, preying on my desire for a better life and my fear of missing out on a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. He would call me daily, his tone brimming with enthusiasm as he reported fabricated gains on my initial investment. "You're a natural, Carol," he'd exclaim. "I haven't seen anyone grasp the market this quickly." His words were intoxicating, fueling my belief that I had stumbled upon a foolproof path to riches. What I failed to realize was that I was being groomed, manipulated by a skilled con artist who excelled at exploiting human emotions. As the fabricated profits grew, so did Mark's pressure to invest more. He assured me that larger investments would yield exponentially higher returns, urging me to seize the moment and maximize my profits. He played on my emotions, reminding me of my financial goals and how close I was to achieving them. "This is your chance to finally live the life you deserve, Carol," he'd say, his voice dripping with feigned sincerity. Driven by a potent cocktail of greed and fear, I succumbed to Mark's pressure tactics. I increased my investment significantly, pouring my savings and even taking out a loan, convinced that I was on the cusp of life-changing wealth. Mark had become a constant presence in my life, his calls and messages a mix of encouragement, flattery, and subtle threats. He created a sense of urgency, warning me of impending market crashes or exclusive investment opportunities that required immediate action. Looking back, I am ashamed of how easily I fell prey to his manipulation. I ignored red flags, dismissed the concerns of my friends and family, and rationalized my reckless behavior. I was caught in a vicious cycle of addiction, hooked on the thrill of the gamble and the allure of the promised riches. The pressure to invest more consumed my thoughts, leaving me constantly anxious and on edge. My life outside of trading began to unravel. I was neglecting my relationships, my work, and even my health. The constant stress manifested in sleepless nights, frequent headaches, and a nagging feeling of unease that I couldn't shake off. I had become a prisoner of my own greed, trapped in a web of deceit spun by a master manipulator. In my desperation to believe in the fantasy that Mark had so carefully constructed, I willfully ignored numerous red flags that should have alerted me to the scam. The website, while initially impressive, lacked proper contact information and regulatory disclaimers. My requests for official documentation or proof of their legitimacy were met with vague excuses and reassurances that everything was above board. I ignored the warning signs from my bank about suspicious activity on my account, dismissing them as mere technical glitches. When friends and family expressed concern about my sudden obsession with trading and the legitimacy of the platform, I became defensive, accusing them of not understanding or supporting my dreams. I had become so consumed by the allure of quick riches that I had effectively isolated myself from anyone who dared to question my judgment. The more I invested, the more entangled I became in the web of lies, Mark would fabricate elaborate stories to explain away any losses, blaming market volatility or unforeseen events. He would then use these setbacks as further justification to invest even more, claiming that it was the only way to recover my losses and get back on track. My house of cards came crashing down when I attempted to withdraw a portion of my supposed earnings. My request was met with resistance, excuses, and finally, silence. Mark, my once charming and attentive broker, disappeared into thin air along with my life savings. The website, too, vanished overnight, leaving no trace of its existence. I was devastated, consumed by a crushing wave of shame, regret, and anger. I had been the victim of a sophisticated online trading scam, expertly crafted to exploit human emotions and greed. The realization hit me like a ton of bricks, leaving me feeling foolish, betrayed, and utterly broken. The financial loss was significant, but the emotional toll was far greater. I had not only lost my savings, but also my sense of trust, my self-esteem, and my belief in my own judgment. The experience left me reeling, struggling to come to terms with the magnitude of my naivety. I had allowed myself to be seduced by empty promises, blinded by greed and the allure of a shortcut to wealth. In my pursuit of an unrealistic dream, I had failed to see the obvious warning signs and had ignored the sound advice of those who cared about me. The road to recovery was long and arduous. I had to rebuild my life, both financially and emotionally. I sought professional counseling to address the psychological impact of the scam, learning to forgive myself and to move forward. I also filed a report with the authorities, knowing that the chances of recovering my lost funds were slim, but hoping that my story might prevent others from falling victim to similar scams. Looking back, I realized that my experience, while painful, taught me some invaluable lessons. I learned the importance of due diligence, of researching any investment opportunity thoroughly before committing any funds. I discovered the power of skepticism, of questioning everything, and trusting my gut instinct when something feels off. Most importantly, I rediscovered the value of human connection, of seeking support from trusted friends and family, and of never allowing greed to cloud my judgment. My story is a cautionary tale, a reminder that if something seems too good to be true, it probably is. Online trading scams are becoming increasingly sophisticated, preying on our deepest desires and exploiting our vulnerabilities. By sharing my story, I hope to empower others to be vigilant, to ask questions, and to never be afraid to walk away from a deal that feels wrong.